Wholesale to Million family, what up, what up, what up? Happy Sunday. So guess what we're doing in this video? I'm finally back at home. I'm going to share with you how to overcome seller objections. So comment in below what kind of objections are you getting from the seller, and I'm going to share with you how I overcome them, and hopefully it will add some value to your life and to your business today. So, whoo, let's rock and roll, man. And if you like this, be sure to show King Kong some love and smash the thumbs up and let me know. So I'm gonna share. Hold on a second. Let me park really quick here. Let me find some good. Okay, let me park really quick. Okay. So I hope that the internet will be good, man. But I'm gonna help you overcome seller objections today, because I understand and I know that talking to seller is extremely important. So comment in below and let me know what kind of objections would you like me to help you overcome when talking to seller. So any objections that when talking to seller, you don't have to answer it, and you'll be like, hey Khang, how do I overcome this? Comment below, I'll show you exactly how it's done. And if this video add any value to you, boom, smash the thumbs up for me. Also too, if you're new to this channel, then boom, 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 smash the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification, so when I go live, upload a new video, boom, you get notified. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so let's rock and roll, man. What objections are you having trouble overcoming? Comment in below, and I'll show you exactly how the King Kong do it and how I lock them up under contract. So let me start. Okay, I'm gonna start because a lot of time on the cold call, some of you are having this issue, and that is, why don't you make me an offer? Why don't you make me an offer? Comment below and let me know, man. Comment below right now and let me know. Like when you talk to the seller, do you like any one of you get that? Why don't you make me an offer? And a lot of you don't know what to say. You get all nervous. You're like, oh my God. And then some of you what you do is you just throw some random number. You haven't even gathered information on the property because the seller tells you to make an offer, and you're just like, oh my God, okay. And you just make an offer because you don't know what to say. You don't know how to handle that questions or that objections. That's why you're nervous. So let me show you exactly how I do it. And if you like it, then comment in, smash the thumbs, and let me know. So how I do is I'll be like, hey, Mr. Seller, we would love to make you an offer. But before we can make you the offer, right before we can make you an offer, there is some questions I need to ask you regarding the property, so that way my company, my team, can construct you a fair and intelligent offer, and typically within the next 24 to 48 hours. How does that sound good? Okay? You see that? That's how you overcome that. Because a lot of you, you don't know how to overcome that objections. Okay? So what other objections are you having trouble overcoming? And and hopefully I'll be able to help you out, man. Noah said you can't see the property without an offer. You can't see the property without an offer. You mean like the seller asked you, well, you can't make me an offer without seeing the property. Is that what you're saying, Noah? Is that what you're saying? Well, here's how I do it, man. I would say, hey, so let's just say you're the seller. I said, Noah, let me share with you how our company works and how we operates. So typically what we do is that with all the information that you have that I have gathered from you, I'm going to send it over to our research team, have them do the research on the property, and then we'll be able to construct you an offer without ever seeing your property. Because a lot of times it's, we do this all the time. The square footage, the bedrooms, the bathroom, everything that needed to be done on the property is pretty much, when it comes to price, it's pretty much similar in square footage and what the cost is. So as long as all the information that you provided from me is correct, there should be no reason why we couldn't make you an offer over the phone. And typically once we come to an agreement over the phone, then at that time we'll send someone out there to go through the property to verify, to make sure everything is correct and everything that we talk about is correct. Does that make sense? So I'll even come back and say, does that make sense? Because I want to make sure that I have answered the seller questions, and I want to make sure that I truly have overcome that objection. Because within objections, you cannot close the deal if the seller still have concern and if you haven't overcome that objection yet. So I would tell them, well, typically how our company works is before we can send someone out there is we need to come to an agreement on a price. And a lot of time we can make you an offer to buy the property without ever seeing the property first, is because we do this all the time. And based on the square footage, the bedroom, the bathrooms, and based on what you tell me that the property needed to be done, we can give you an intelligent and a fair offer over the phone. So that's what I would say, man, because I'll tell them, you know, based on the square footage, what the cost is needed to be done. We know exactly, how to calculate, the repair costs. So I hope that makes sense, man. I don't even know if I'm live, man. Am I still live? Because listen to me, you guys. Some of you don't understand. Talking to seller is extremely important. And when you're good at it, I promise you, you're going to be able to convert more leads into deal. And when you know good, when you're no bueno, I promise you, you're going to lose more deals. Then, right, you're going to lose out on more opportunities, more deals. I mean, think about it, man. You go you go and get a service. And if someone is good, right, if someone is very good and know the in and outs and how to pitch you on their service, who's going to have more chance of getting your service versus someone that don't know, right? Because some of you guys don't know how to pitch to the seller. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to play music to their ears. So a lot of times, a lot of you're having trouble converting your leads into actual deals. I'm telling you, man, talking to seller is the #1 key that you need to learn and master. And if you're having trouble with that, man, you should check out my King Kong seller script, man. I'll help you take your game, your negotiating skill, as long as you're talking to the seller, I don't care if you're cold calling, you're meeting the seller in the streets, I'll help you take your game to the next level. I'll help you dominate and crush it on the phone. The link is in the description. And I promise you, it's the best dude investment you ever make, man. It's like, I'll show you exactly how to do it, exactly how to get the seller just to start dropping the price. Oh my God. So you guys, come on, man. What are some objections that you need help overcoming? Comment below and let me know. JV said, put your offer on paper, send it to me, and then we talk. What does that mean? So JVC, what that means is the seller, I don't know if you talked to the seller, okay? I don't know if you have agreed on a price yet. So I don't know. So have you and the seller agreed on the price yet? Or do they just want you to send a written offer? You said yes, send it to me and then we talk. What does that mean? Put your offer on paper. So what it is if you, okay, I don't know, yes or no. Now I'm confused. So, but JVC, have you and the seller, have you guys agreed on a price yet? If you haven't, okay, let's one thing at a time because I do not know what you're trying to say here. So have you and the seller, have you guys agreed on a price? And he said, hey, why don't you send me the written offer? Okay, now I'm getting no response. Okay. Anyways, man, I mean, so if the seller, so the seller and you have not agreed on a price, and he asked you just to send him a written offer. Basically, he just said, hey, send me the contract of what your offer is. I'll look it over, and then I'll let you know. Basically, that's what the seller's saying. Well, dude, you need to let the seller know that, our company policy is that we actually don't do that. We want to make sure that we come to an agreement on the phone on a price, and then after that, we will send you a offer, right? We will send you the purchase and sale agreement. I don't say contract. We'll send you a purchase and sale agreement of what price we agreed on so you can review it to make sure that everything is correct. But we typically don't just email you over an offer without coming together to an agreement first. I hope you can understand that. The answer is JVC. The answer is, first, here's what I want you to do, man. First, what you want to do is you want to try it that way first. If the seller is really playing a hard ball, like if the seller is really playing a hard ball, then dude, then just send it to them. You don't need to waste the time, fill out the whole contract. You just email and say, hey, this is what we pay for it. We'll buy it as is, yada yada yada. But if after you say that, if the seller's still playing hard ball, then I would just go ahead and do it, man. So any objection, man, any objection that you guys want me to help you overcome, comment in below and let me know. Okay? Any objections that you are trying to overcome or having a hard time overcoming, comment below, man. I'm going to help you today. Also, to those of you who don't know, I'm running a 2K web class. This is the third time I'm doing it. I'm running a 2K web class happening on September 28th, exclusively for the first 20 people that wants to spend a whole entire day with me to take your life, to change your life, and take your business to a whole nother level. It does cost $2,000 per person or per couple. Maybe you have a business partner, but I'm going to share with you all the tools, all the tips, all the strategies, all the company, a whole entire business blueprint. The King Kong script is included. Shoot an email over to wholesale2millions@gmail.com. So anyways, man, I don't even know if I'm still live because none of you guys are playing, man. So you're saying that you guys are now, dude, the guy said he's just going to let bank take it because he's upside down on the loan. Mr. Green Jean said, did a call this morning. A guy said that he's going to let the bank take it because he's upside down on the loan. Well, Mr. Green, what you want to do is you want to pitch to the seller and say, hey, I understand that you're upside down on the property. You know, what if there's something we can work out where we can put some money in your pocket? Because what you want to do is you want the seller to start talking to you. I understand that you're upside down on your property. We deal with this all the time. Tell the seller, we deal with this all the time. All right? We deal with this all the time. We want to help you, right? We want to help you and possibly get some money in your pocket. If not, at least we can save your credit. At least we can save your credit. Okay? Because when they are going to foreclosure, the bank's going to take it away. Guess what happened to their credit? Boom, gone. So pitch it to the seller and see if you can get the seller to start working with you. Because what you want to do, man, is as long as the seller willing to work with you, guess what happened? You can put it under contract and then go and renegotiate with the bank. You can go and try to talk to the bank, and what you want to do, man, is you want to get a good realtor that have worked with bank before and get them to help you to negotiate with the asset manager to see if they're willing to sell the property for at least what's owed or what's less than owed, whatever the price that you need to be at for it to make sense for you. Okay? So I hope that helps, man. Dude, who else does this for you guys, man? Come on, man. Give this video a share, smash the thumbs up, comment in what's your objections. Who else does this for you on a Sunday beside King Kong, man? Dude, I'm back. Just got back from Florida. Absolutely amazing. Just got back from Florida. Absolutely amazing. And for those of you who don't know, like, I'm running a 2K web class, man. Happened on September 28th. This coming September 28th. Dude, it will change your whole entire life, man, because I'm going to share with you everything that I've gathered, all right, everything that I've gathered and learned for the past 8 years that we're currently systemizing our business and using right now. Okay, Freddie said, seller said, I am already talking to another company. Make me an offer and maybe we'll set it up a date. Okay, let me help you, man. Okay, Freddie Ray, seller said, I'm ready. I'm already talking to another company. Make me an offer and maybe we'll set up a date to walk through. So Freddie, this is how I would do this, bro. So I would say, Freddie, I understand that you've been talking to another company about your interest in selling your property. That's great. Not a problem at all. The reason why I'm here is hopefully we can come together to an agreement on something that's fair, that works for both. Okay? And if it doesn't, like if our company doesn't work for you, that's completely fine, okay? That's completely fine. So you want to let the seller know that. Now, you ask them, now, have you received an offer from the other company yet? Okay, so what you want to do now, you got to start asking questions. Have you received an offer from the other company yet? Oh, yes? Okay, do you mind sharing with me what that is? So I'll be able to let you know right now, will we be able to at least match it or beat it? Okay, and if the seller doesn't want to share with you, no, you know what, that's private, I don't want to share with you, no problem, okay? So, Freddie, there is some question I need to gather on the property, so that way our company can make you an offer on the property. So you want to go through the whole process, asking all the questions, and you can tell the seller, well, the thing is, Freddie, we do it virtually, so I don't need to go out and do a walkthrough. I'll tell the seller that we can actually make him an offer without ever walk through the property. Okay, but just acknowledge. I understand you talking to other company, which is fine, right? Which is great, not a problem at all. If I were you, I would do the same thing, right? But I'm here to see if we can come together to an agreement on something that's fair, that works for both. That's what I would say, man. And then I would say is and the seller said, make me an offer and maybe we'll set up a walkthrough. So before I make an offer, Freddie, so here's how our company works and how we operate, Freddie, and hopefully it'll work for you. You know, we really don't like to play the whole, you know what, going back and forth, you going back and forth with the other one. I just want to make sure that on this phone call here, if we can come to an agreement on a fair price that works for you and for us, are you ready to go? Because if you're not, Freddie, that's not a problem at all. I understand you have other company, we have other clients, right? We have other clients, or we have other sellers, or other property we are looking at as well. So that's how I would pitch it, man. I would pitch it to see if we can agree. If we agree on a price that you're happy with, that it worked for you, are you ready to go? Okay? That's what I would do, man. I would do it like that. And if the seller say, well, you know what, whatever offer you make me, I need to talk to the other company. Well, you know what? Then Freddie, then what you do is you're like, you know what? We're not here to lowball you. You know, we're not here to steal your property, and we're not here to compete and go back and forth. We definitely don't want to waste your time or our time. On this call here, I'll be able to let you know what's the max we can offer on your property. And I just want to know from you is that if we can agree on a price right now, that are you ready to go? That's it. And that's how I would pitch it, man, because I want to get the seller to commit right now and don't play the whole back and forth game. Okay? Billy, what up, Billy? Should I renegotiate with the seller or see if other buyer will pay more, have it under contract for 45 days? Oh, Billy, you got it probably under contract, bro. Great job, man, great job. And let me share something with you guys that I've learned from the mastermind. I just came back from the mastermind, and let me share something with you. So that way every one of you are not beating yourself up. Listen, and let's be real. All the property that we got under contract, that these mastermind member got under contract, not every single one of them go to closing. Not every single one of them go to closing. But when you don't have a product, when you don't have inventory, what are you going to sell? My question to you is, when you don't have inventory, what are you going to sell? You see, you need to have inventory. So when you talk to the seller, if the number makes sense, if you guys are not too far apart, lock it up. Now, I'm not telling you to go and lock every contract, property up on the contract, and then also make a bad name. What I'm telling you is that if you're only a few thousand away from the seller, lock it up on the contract, pitch it to your buyer, because now you have inventory to sell. Does that make sense, man? You can always go back and renegotiate with the seller. So let me help you, Billy. So should I renegotiate with the seller or see if the other buyer will pay more, have it on the contract? Okay, let me think what you're trying to say, Billy. You're trying to tell me that you have a piece of property up on a contract right now, and you send it out to your buyers. Now, have you sent it out to your buyers? And what kind of feedback are you getting from your buyer? What kind of feedback? Like, have they make you an offer? Or is their offer too low? Like, dude, there's a lot of missing link here. Like, you pitch it to your buyer yet, and have your buyer make any kind of offer? Or are you telling me that, hey, you pitch it and you got no response, you got no buyer bites, you got no response, and now you're trying to go back and renegotiate with the seller on the price? So I don't know exactly what you're trying to say, man. So if you don't have any bites, but you still have 45 days, right? You still have 45 days contingent on a contract. Then what I would do, man, is I would reach out to all, like, I wouldn't go back to the seller and renegotiate just to get them to come down on price so you can market at a different price. What my whole thing is how I do it, man, is I want to get the buyer to bite. I want the buyer to bite and make me an offer on the property. So if I send it out for $100,000 and there's no bites, I would call all of my buyers back and said, hey, seller's motivated to sell. You know, just give us an offer, what works for you, because the buyer loves to hear that. Hey, seller's super motivated. I understand that $100,000 wouldn't work for you, but tell me what would work for you, and we can go back and renegotiate with the seller. What I'm doing there, man, is I don't just go back and renegotiate with the seller for nothing. I typically like to get a buyer to bite on the price first of what works for them, so it put me in a strong positions when I go back and renegotiate with the seller. It's easier to get the seller accept. Because, for example, if you get the seller at $100,000 and you don't have any buyer and you're like, oh, I think it's too high, now you go back and you renegotiate with the seller and you got the seller to come down at $90,000, and then you pitch it out to your buyer and then you go back and renegotiate again. Like, you know, a lot of time on the second, a third negotiating, it's harder to get the seller to keep on coming down in price because they thought that when you renegotiate, you already ready to go at a new price. Does that make sense, man? I hope that makes sense, Billy. So what other objections do you guys have when it comes to talking to the seller? Comment in below. And I'm here to help you out. If you're new to the channel, then boom, smash the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification, because who else does this for you, man, beside King Kong? Oh, for those of you who don't know, I am going to Vegas on November 8th and 9th. I'll be speaking at Tony event, aka The Closer. Okay, I'll be speaking at the event November 8th and 9th. Go buy your ticket. I think you go to, like, it's our turn. 100k.com/WTM, and I think it's like $197 or something like that for a ticket. So if you, I mean, I would love to meet you in person. They said ARV is off. Okay, Billy, that's fine. Okay, if the buyer said ARV is off, no problem. Just tell them, call all of your buyer back, Billy. Listen, bro, do this, man. Call all of your buyer back and ask them, so what price would they buy it at? I understand the ARV is off. You don't want to argue with them. I understand the ARV is off. What price will you buy it at? Okay? And then what I can do, Billy, so right now I'm talking to you as you're the buyer. So Billy, just tell me what price will work for you. Okay? And then what I can do, Billy, I'll go back and renegotiate with the seller and see how I can make it work for everybody. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Okay, so I hope that helps you, man. What other objections that you need help overcoming? Comment in below and let me know. And to everyone that is watching, happy Sunday. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, hit me up on IG. Go to Khang, Khang WTM. So for those of you who don't know, man, I'll be in Las Vegas speaking at Tony events on November 8th and 9th. The ticket is only like $197 or something like that. Okay, go to It's Our Turn, 100k.com/WTM. Billy, I'm trying to help you out, man. ARV's 110, buy set 70. Billy, listen, man. Okay, Billy, you messed up on the ARV. Who care, dude? Who care? You messed up on the ARV. Who care? what I'm telling you to do, bro, is call the buyer back and say, hey, I understand that that you guys have a different ARV than we are, and I respect that. I want to let you know that the seller is motivated to sell. So is there a price that will work for you where you guys would move forward to buy the property? Because what we can do is I'll go back and I'll renegotiate with the seller, or my team will go back and renegotiate with the seller and see how we can make that work for everybody. Does that make sense, Billy? Like, dude, who care about the ARV? Just let go of it, man. I understand. Maybe you mess up on the ARV and the buyer said, hey, it's way less. Okay, fine. I respect your opinion, Billy, that your ARV is this much. No problem at all. You know, my goal is to see how I can help everybody, right? You, the seller, and us as well, and see how we can make the number work for everybody. So tell me, what price will work for you? That's what I would say, bro. That's what I would say, bro. All right, you guys, come on, man. Drop it in the comment. Let me know what kind of objections that you're trying to overcome with the seller. Okay. What questions, objections are you trying to overcome? Dude, talking to seller, man. Talking to seller is what I do 24/7, 365. If you guys want to convert more leads into deals, I'm telling you, man, talking to seller is extremely important. And if you don't have the King Kong script, dude, it's the best investment you ever make in yourself or your business. I'll show you how to take your game to a whole nother level. Link is in the bio. Link is in the description. Billy said, they gave me a price, but what if there is a buyer out there that could pay more? Should I wait or renegotiate? Well, Billy, my question to you is, if you still have 45 days, if you still have 45 days left on the contract, then yeah, man, depending on how far off the price, if you have to renegotiate. If it's extremely far off, then yeah, man, just continue to market the deal, dude. If you still have 45 days, I would continue to market the deal. Okay? Lovely said, not being a real estate agent is hard sometimes. Not being a real estate agent is hard sometimes? I don't know what you mean, man. I'm not an agent. I'm not a realtor. And, you don't have to be an agent to be a wholesaler, man. So I don't know what you mean by not being a real estate agent. It's hard sometimes. That doesn't even make sense. So anyway. Any other objections? Those of you who just tune in, all right, today's Sunday is how to overcome seller objections. So if there's any objections that you need help overcoming, drop it in the comment. I'll show you exactly how it's done. So let's rock and roll, man. You guys need to wake up, man. Like, wake up. Let's go. Like, who does this for you, man? Wake up. Also, too, is commenting below, man. Let me know where you're coming in at, man. I would love to know where you guys are coming in at. Do you have... Dude, this is objection, not question day. Do you have any suggestion for a woman meeting with seller by herself? Oh, yeah. Some neighborhood are rough and some seller can be weirdos. Oh, Nicole, man. Yes. Absolutely be... Nicole, absolutely be extremely careful. Like, yeah, that's going to be tough. So, Nicole, listen to me. Well, I understand exactly what you're saying and where you're coming from. So, Nicole, if you are extremely serious about this business, if you're willing to make the investment, why don't you check out my King Kong seller Scrip? I'll show you how to lock it up under contract all over the phone. You don't need to go see the seller. You don't need to go see the property. And Nicole, listen, if my VA can do it, and like their English is good, but I'm sure not good as you, but if they can do it and they know nothing about real estate, they just follow the guideline, follow the script, and they're able to convert leads into deals, lock property up on contract all over the phone, and why can't you do it? You don't need to go, Nicole, you don't need to go meet the seller. Like in today's, it all can be done virtually. I'll show you exactly how to do it, Nicole. So check out my King Kong seller Scrip, right? It's $4.95, but if you're not ready, do not buy it. Nicole, if you're not ready for this business, do not waste the money. Like if you're not committed, Nicole, don't waste the money. If this is just something you feel like, oh, I'm just gonna try it out, don't waste your money. Okay? Now I'm gonna tell you, obviously, you go meet the seller, Nicole. Maybe bring someone else with you. Maybe bring a partner or something, because yes, as a girl, as a woman, as a ladies, I would be extremely, extremely, extremely careful. There are good people and there are bad people. We don't know who's good and we don't know who's bad. So I completely understand where you're coming from. Maybe what you want to do is maybe you want to take the conversation outside in the front porch. You know, you still have to walk through the property and all that, I guess. So, yeah, Nicole, I understand where you're coming from. You have to be extremely careful. As a girl, yes, extremely careful. So if I were you, Nicole, if you don't have the money to make the investment, you want to go meet the seller, I would highly that you bring someone with you. That you bring someone with you. Okay? So, anyways, that's just my opinion. And I mean, like if Nicole, like if you were my sister, like for example, if you were my sister, and like I wouldn't feel safe, honestly. I'm telling you, like I wouldn't feel safe letting my sister go to a random stranger's house. So maybe you can have the conversation outside the house, like kind of outside the house, walk through the house, feel the seller out first before you enter the property. So I mean, what I'm sharing with you is you just need to do what you need to do, right? But I mean, I wouldn't put yourself up at risk when you meet the seller in person. Talk to the seller. Walk on the outside. Feel it out, right? And if it feels weird, if this seller feels, dude, then I wouldn't go in. I would do business right there in front of the front porch. Just tell them. Just say, hey, you know what? It seems like, you know, I think I gather enough information here where I don't need to go inside to look at the property. That's typically something my contractor, right, our contractor would do. So at this time, so for example, Nicole, if you were the seller, I would say at this time, Nicole, I mean, based on all the information, based on what I'm seeing here, and based on the square footage, I'll be able to give you our offer right here without even needing to go inside. Because going inside the property, that's something that our contractor would need to go do, but I wouldn't need to. So that's something that you could say. Okay, Nicole? Tico Blaze said, if seller asks, how many deals have you done? And I've done 0 wholesale deal. Well, Tico, let me tell you something, bro. I have been in this business, bro, for 8 years, and I have talked to a ton of seller. I have not gotten any seller that asked me how many deals I have done. Like, I have not gotten any seller that asked me how many deals I have done. I have seller asked me, how long have you guys been in business, right? How long have you guys been in business? But I've never had a seller ask me how many deals I have done. If you have seller that asks you that question, here's your issue, bro. Your problem is when you talk to the seller, you're not asking the seller the right questions, and you don't know how to control and handle the phone. That's why you're getting those kind of questions, man. I'm telling you, either that or the seller that you're talking to is maybe could be an investor, or maybe they've been in the business as well, so that's why they asked you that. But I'm telling you, if you're dealing with a motivated seller none of that questions matter. Like, none of that questions matter, man. And that kind of questions, dude, that kind of question doesn't even come up. I'm telling you, that comes up because you don't know how to control and handle the phone. How do you answer the business questions? What do you mean business questions? Oh, like how long we have been in business? Like the seller asked me, okay, so okay, your company. So how long your company been in business? Well, at that time, man, you have to say, if that's what it is, then you have to say what it is, man. We actually just started. We've been in business for 6 months or 3 months now. And then now what you want to do, man, you want to flip it around. You want to flip it and you want to play the mom and pop game. Oh, dude, now, Tico, what you want to do, bro, is you want to flip the conversation, and now you want to play the mom and pop game. So I would say, Tico, well, our company is very small owned. We're a family owned company. We actually been in business for only 6 months, right? We actually been in business for 6 months now. It's a family owned business. We put together some money, and we're looking to buy some properties in the area, and to fix and flip. That's what I would do, man. I would flip the conversation and turn it into a mom and pop, small local business owner. That's what I would do, man. That's what I would do. I mean, who doesn't like to work with a small local mom and pop business? You know what I would do? If that question ever come up, bro, I would flip it. If you're new, I would flip it. Like, I would flip it, man. Does that make sense, Tico? Like, I would flip it, dude. I would flip it and do that. And I promise you, once you say that, they would say, "Oh, okay." Like guys, like seller even now want to maybe even like it more. Okay, what other objections do you guys need help me? Do you guys need help overcome? Comment in and let me know. I see somebody said, has anyone wholesale a fire damaged house? Hell to the yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. I wholesale a firehouse. We did a couple fire damaged house, dude. One of them made 53G. Fire damaged house is absolutely hot, muy caliente deal. Like literally, like on fire hot. So what other objections do you guys need help overcoming? Man, you guys should be having, you don't have, some of you right now that are watching, let me say this and see if I'm right. A lot of you that are watching right now, and you are not coming in because you have not talked to enough seller. So guess what? Guess what you're doing wrong? You need to start talking to seller. Otherwise, you would have come in a bunch of questions for me. Some of you that are watching, if you don't have any objections or any questions, the objections because you haven't talked to enough seller. Otherwise, man, you would have pop these objections like it's hot. Dathan Jackson, I need a bigger deposit. Okay, so the seller said, hey, I need a bigger earnest money. Okay, I need a bigger earnest money. Well, my question back to them, first of all, let me tell you this. Dane Jackson, dude, I have talked to so many sellers, bro. Dude, seller that are motivated, I have never came across a seller that I work directly with that brings up the issue, the earnest money. The reason why they brought up the earnest money, because maybe your conversations, maybe you're the one who mentioned it, whatever that case may be. But I'm telling you right now, it's when you don't know how to talk to the seller, when you don't know how to talk to them, that is the like you're gonna get quiet, like sellers gonna start asking you these kind of questions. When you know how to control the phone, I promise you, those earnest money questions do not come up if you're dealing directly with the seller. Now, if you're dealing with seller that works with realtors or they've been through the process, yes, they might ask you that questions. So when they say, I need a bigger deposit, you ask them, how big? How big of deposit? All right? Here's how you do it, man. You would ask them, so how big a deposit? How big a deposit are you talking about? Second is what you would say if you can't afford it, right? If you cannot afford it, then this is what you wait. Then this is what you say. I would say, what's your name, man? Hold on a second. Dayton. I think it's Dayton. Oh man, I'm trying to find your name. Dane. So I would say Dane. So let me share with you kind of how our company works and how we operate. So typically that is our normal average, right? That is the normal earnest money that we put out on a piece of property. Just to let you know, we are buying a ton of property, so we cannot put a ton and lock our money up with a piece of property. Okay? And by the way, the earnest money is just to get the escrow open. Right? The earnest money is just to open the escrow. It's just to get the escrow open. It is a normal, right? And the amount that we put in there is the normal amount. So that's so what I would tell them is that our company, that's how we work and operates. We don't put a large amount because we do have tons of offer on multiple property. And if we put 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, we have $10,000 that is just sitting in escrow where we could use the money, right, to buy properties. So that's something I would say, man. I would say that our company normally that's not how we do it. That's not how we work. That's not how we operate. So you would put it on the, but you would ask them is how big. And the next question you can ask them is that, is the earnest money, is it going to hold us back from doing this deal? Like, maybe you put on a $10 and they ask for $50, or maybe they ask for $1,000. Maybe you put $100 and they ask for $1,000. You just ask them. You ask the seller this question: is the earnest money going to hold us back from moving forward on doing this deal? If they say yeah, then tell them. Let me tell you, Dane, is that let me tell you this. So I want you to understand this, Dane. So I'm talking to you right now, man, just like if you were the seller. So I want you to understand this. So you know that when you put an offer on a piece of property that is listed, anybody that puts an offer with you, even if the earnest money was $2,000, $5,000, you understand that there are time periods that they will have to inspect the property, and that earnest money is refundable, right? Like that earnest money will get refunded back to them. So it doesn't matter if it's $1, if it's $5,000. The earnest money is just to get escrow open and makes the contract now becomes legit. Because without any money in exchange, it's just not a legit. So even if we put $5,000, I want you to understand that versus $100 is the exact same thing. So it doesn't make a difference if it's $100 or it's $5,000. We just can't put $5,000 knowing that we have 10 property right now in escrow. So I hope that makes sense, man. Cash, dude. Yeah, man. Cash or not cash, dude. The transaction is a cash transaction. They're talking about the earnest money. Okay? They're talking about the earnest money. BB Box said, what if the seller, I need to ask my wife? Well, you're going to ask them. So you need to reframe the questions. So before you make an offer, you would ask them, is that, do they need to talk to the wife? Like they said, yeah, I need to talk to the wife about it. Then you would ask them. So here, BB, whatever your name is, man. Hey, I can't pronounce it. I would say BB. So let me understand and make sure we're on the same page. So the only thing that is holding us back from moving forward is you just need to talk to your wife and get approval from her. Is that correct? And if the seller said correct, then you say, well, is the wife at home? They will say, no, the wife is not at home. The wife will get home at X amount. Okay, not a problem at all. You think that I can call you back at that time? So that way we can all be on the phone and see if we can come together to an fair agreement? So that way we can work it out at that time as well? Okay? But typically, man, before we make the offer, we would ask the seller first, is that, do they have the decisions to move forward, to make a decisions if we can agree on a price? Okay? But for example, if they ever bring up, oh, I need to talk to the wife, you want to make sure So I want to understand from you, BB, is that it's that everything else is good with you. The only thing that's holding us back is that you just need to get the approval from the wife to move forward with the price. Is that correct? And I would even say, well, nobody knows the wife more than you do. So BB, with everything that we talk about and with the price that you and I seem to have already agreed, now we're just waiting for your wife to approve on it. Do you think that she will approve the price, or she won't approve the price? And when does the wife come home, and when can I get an answer from you? Okay, then what you want to do now is you want to get a time frame and a commitment of when you'll be able to get an answer from the seller. I hope that helps, man. I mean, dude, talking to seller, overcoming all this, dude, like the more you talk to, the better you get, and all of this will come over time, and over time, like all this here will come over experience. The more sellers you talk to, the better you get. Now, okay, now you guys start giving me some good objections. Great. Seller said, why do you need 45 days, 60 days to close if it's a cash offer? So Dane, let me share with you, typically we can close a lot sooner than that, right? But we're asking for 45 to 60 days to close on it because you mentioned that you don't need to close quickly on the property, or do you? So you see, man, like Dane, in our script, we asked the seller already. We said, hey, if we can agree on a price that works for you and for us, how quickly are you looking to close? So we already handled that objection prior to coming down, making them an offer, man. Right? Prior to come down to make them an offer. So, for example, let's just say they would say, hey, they want to close quickly. And you said, hey, well, would 45 to 60 days or sooner, would that work for you? And they said, well, if it's a cash transaction, why do you guys need it to be why do you guys need to be that far out? Then I would ask the seller, so how quickly are you looking to sell? 30 days, like what are we talking about? And let's just say the seller said, well, I need to close in 15 days. Well, I would say, Dane, let me tell you something. We have successfully closed even 15 days or sooner, but we rather under promise and over deliver. A lot of times some paperwork comes up, and it does require more time. So we're closing within the next 30 days or sooner. Would that work for you? So for us, men, we at least get a 30 days in there. Because when the seller said, hey, I need to close quickly, but most seller, let me tell you this, man, most seller, 30 days or sooner for a closing is a fast closing to them. So what I'm sharing with you is maybe you came across a seller that kind of know the game a little bit already, and that's tough to deal with. And they said, well, if it's a cash transaction, I don't know why you need 30 days. I mean, I heard people can close in 15 days. Then you would say something like that. Or 10 days. Listen, Dane, we rather under promise and over deliver with you instead of the other way around. Maybe sometime the paperwork or issue comes up. We don't want to go back with you and try to renegotiate and try to ask for extension. We rather under promise and over deliver. But I promise you that we have successfully can close, like within the time period that you have mentioned. We just rather be safe than sorry, giving us more time to get everything, all the paperwork done properly, because if it's not, and we mess up on the paperwork, and later on down the road, we'd have to call you back and try to get you back in and sign or whatever it is again. So I would bring that up to start making the seller worries, like, hey, we need the time to make sure all the paperwork is done properly. We don't want to rush, and cause a problem, right, after everything is done. That's how I would pitch it. But I would say, yes, we have successfully closed in that short amount before. We just rather be safe than sorry, rather under promise and over deliver instead of the other way around. That's how I would pitch it, man. Oh, man. Whew. Any other objections? Any other objections that you guys have, comment below. I'm going to share with you exactly how to overcome it. And if you like this video, if it does add value to your life, to your business, smash the thumbs up. Subscribe to the family if you haven't already, man. The Wholesale 2 Million family is a massive action taker. It's for the doer, not the talker. If you're a talker, then maybe this family is not for you, man. What do you do if the seller wants cash down up front? I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you mean by cash down up. I don't know, man. Dude, I haven't talked to any seller that says that, man. So I don't know what you're saying. Robert, can you get out of a deal if you can't find a cash buyer? Yes. Make sure, if it's stated in your contract, it's very important. Contract is extremely important. All right, contract is extremely important. So if it's stated in your contract, then yes, man, like our contract, let us back out until all the way until the day of closing. So any other questions, man? Any other questions? Any other objections? Not questions. Any other objections you guys want me to help you overcome, man? Drop it in the quote. Drop it in the comment, man. Who else does this for you, man? Dude, I just came back from Florida. Florida is absolutely amazing, man. It was so freaking hot over there. It was like 100 and something. It was crazy. Dude, it's not a Q&A, it's objections. Any objections, not a Q&A, it's a objection day. Any objections that you want me to help you overcome, man? It's not a Q&A day, it's an objection day. Tico, okay, man. Seller say, okay, I'm not signing your contract because it allows you to walk away and I'm not protected. It allows you to walk away and I'm not protected. So Tico, let me tell you, so okay, how I explain to the seller is I want you, okay, so for example, let's just say you're the seller. Tico, I want you to understand, that once we come to an agreement that we're gonna send our contractor to walk through the property, all right, to make sure everything we talk about is correct. We just don't want to go out there and there's something major to the property, okay? And once we get a solid confirmation from a contractor, then we're ready to move forward to close on the property. And when they say I'm not protected, I don't know what you mean by they're not protected. You can walk away and I'm not protected. You walk away and I'm not protected. Okay. You walk away and I'm not protected. I'm not sure what the seller means by you walk away and I am not protected, man. Because Tico, let me make sure that you understand this. If you put a piece of property on the MLS, I would explain the seller, like, I don't know what the seller means, like, I'm not protected. Like, what way are you feeling that you're not protected? Like, I would ask the seller, like, what way are you feeling that you're not protected? So, for example, because I don't know what you mean, man. Oh, they say basically I can leave the contract, but legally they can't. Ah, I got you. So this is how I would explain to them, man. So let's just say, Tico, if you're the seller, I would say, Tico, listen, if you were to put your property on the market to sell your property, if any buyers comes to buy your property, the exact same thing would happen. Is that they would sign an agreement with you to buy X amount of dollars, and they would still need to do an inspection on the property. Okay, they still need to do an inspection on the property. After the inspections, and if the inspection looks good and they're ready to move forward with, guess what? Now the earnest money becomes hard. Now the earnest money becomes hard, and at that time, if we walk away, then we lose the earnest money. And that's how you're protected. Okay? But every buyer would have to go through the inspections to make sure that they're satisfied, make sure everything is correct before they move forward to buy the property. Okay? So that's protect us as a buyer, because we don't want, you know, we don't want, for us, you know, we're going to put up the money to buy the property. We just don't want to make sure, we want to make sure that there's no major issue that the seller is hiding from us or not telling us, or maybe something that they missed, that they didn't see. So yeah, this agreement, I mean, you know, this agreement protects both parties. So this agreement right now this agreement is stated that we have agreed on this X amount of price. We're ready to move forward to buying the property. You as a seller, you're committing to selling us this property. And as a buyer, we get the time period, right, to do our inspection. Make sure everything that we talk about is correct before we move forward to buying the property. Okay? So I hope that answered your question, man. Because if they tell them, if they can talk to they can call any realtor up and talk to a realtor. When they put their property up on the market, when a buyer move forward to buy the property, before they move forward to close on the property, they would still need to inspect the property to make sure that they're happy and satisfied. So when they go through with you, what's nice about going through with the cash buyer is that we don't deal with bank financing. We don't deal with bank financing, right? So and we don't need like a whole inspector report. We don't need to go through all the appraisal. We just need to get our contractor out there to verify all the information, make sure there's no major issue with the property. Once there's none, once we tell you yes, we're gonna move forward to close on it. Now we're gonna move forward to close on the property. And at that time, if we back out the deal, guess what? You get to keep the earnest money. Anyways, so that's what I would tell the seller, man. That's what I would tell the seller, I mean, that's what I would tell the seller. If they put the property on the market, it would be the exact same way. Okay. So honestly, Tico, I hope that helps you out, man. I hope that answered your question. I hope that helps you out. But any other objections that you guys are getting from the seller, man? Any other objections that you're getting from the seller? You said seller told me he didn't want to lose time whilst a potential seller have it locked up under contract with me. Well, the thing is, Tico, you just need to tell the seller, man. Like, even if they put the property, the buyer is gonna put on a contract, and they have X amount of time to verify and to inspect the property, and tell them, you know, we just need 15 days from you or 20 days from you. That's it, right? Because before we spend the money, we need to come to an agreement. Because we are going to spend some money to hire these contractor. It's cost us money to get these contractor out there to the property, all right? So before we can spend the money, we need to get an agreement with you first. And we hope that you can understand that you need to give us some time, because a lot of times we're not just getting one bid, but maybe we have to get 2 or 3 bid from a contractor to make sure that we can get the best price on the rehab, right? On the repair as possible. I mean, if you're, you know, so that's what I would tell them, man. I would tell them this, Tico. I completely understand where you're coming from, that you don't want to be stuck with us for 30 days and then come to knowing that we're not going to buy the property because of all this issue. What I can share with you, Tico, is that we have done this for a long time. That's what I would tell the seller. We have done this for a long time. Once we come to an agreement, we are 90-something% that we're going to move forward to buying the property. The only thing that our company needs is a contractor to go out there to verify all the information, make sure everything we talk about is correct, make sure there's no big surprises or there's no major issue. As long as everything you told us is correct, there is really no reason why we couldn't move forward to buying the property. We just need you to give us some time, right? Some time so we can do our due diligence. Because a lot of time we might have to send out 2 or 3 contractor to get the best price on the repairs possible. And a lot of times, you know, everyone get busy schedule. So, you know, so giving us 15, 20 days, you know, that's the normal average time, right? So that's what I would pitch to the seller, man. That's what I would pitch to the seller. Anyways, you guys, I hope that this Sunday, handle on objections, add some value to your life. And if it does, be sure to smash the thumbs up, comment below, and let me know. And before I wrap this up, for those of you who don't know, I'm running a 2K web class, happening on September 28th, exclusively for the first 20 people that wants to spend a whole entire day with me to dissect their business, dissect their marketing business. All right, dissect their business, dissect their marketing business. I'm going to help you come up with a marketing plan specifically just for you. So whether you have a few $100 or a few $1,000, I'll show you exactly how to set up a marketing plan for you that is working. I'll show you all right now what we're currently using that generate us results. We don't do direct mail anymore. We actually do text blasting, and we don't do RVM. Right now we're doing a bunch of text messaging. I'll show you which company we use. I'll show you how to integrate everything together. I'll show you exactly how to set up your CRM, how to systemize your business. I'll show you all the tools, all the strategies, all the companies, every company, all the company that we're using right now, and how we put our whole entire business together, right? And how all the systems is being put together all on one platform, on one CRM, which is Podio. I'll show you exactly how to track your marketing, what company to use. I'll show you from A to Z. So whether you're starting out, you're new, you're lost, you're confused, you're overwhelmed, you're stressing out, you don't know which direction, which path to go, and you're tired of wasting all the time trying to figure this out, join me on September 28th, man. It's $2,000 per person or per couple, but I'll show you exactly how to do everything from A to Z. All the company we used, all the tools, all the systems, the King Kong script is included, the lawn supermarketing blueprint is included. That itself is already $2,000, but I'm going to give it all to you. Plus, you get to spend a whole entire day with me. Ask me any questions. My goal is to unlock anything that is holding you back, so you can take your life, your business to the next level. Okay? So if that's you, I'm talking to, shoot an email over to wholesale2millions@gmail.com. Like I said, it's only for the one that is ready and that is committed. I want you to understand that it's going to require a tremendous amount of work. And it's not a get-rich-quick success overnight. But on that day, what you're paying is you're paying for all the knowledge and all the information, because I'm going to give it all to you on that day, so you don't need to spend time trying to figure all this missing puzzle out. Because I'll give it all to you. You walk away with, you know exactly how our whole business lay out, like all the company, all the system that we use, so you can copy it and duplicate. If I buy the 2K, can I hang with you all day I don't know what that means, man. Okay, man, so let me make sure that I understand you correctly. So the 2K web class, you got to understand this, the 2K web class, we're going to be on the web class for the whole entire day until everyone is happy and satisfied. All right, until everyone is happy and satisfied. Okay, so we won't get off until you're like, Khang, I'm happy, I'm satisfied, I got everything that I needed from you. And then at that time, the web class is over. And when it's over, it's over. So I don't know what other question that you guys have, man. But listen, man, you cannot do the same thing and expect a different result. Like, you cannot continue throughout your life and expect to get a different results when you are doing the same thing. When you wake up and you're like, oh, you cold call, and you wake up and you do this, you wake up and you do the same thing, and you're not getting results. I'm telling you, you have to make changes in your life, and a lot of times you have to take the chance. Like some of you be like, well, Khang, I don't know if this is the right move. I don't know if this is the right investment. Well, here's what I can tell you, man. I can tell you is that I just need to give you one tools, one strategies, one tips, one connection. Boom, it can change the course of your business. Like, maybe whatever you're doing right now, you don't have to keep track of all your leads, right? Like you're not even organized. Like, you don't even have a system in place. You don't even know how to track your marketing. You don't even know where you don't even know where the source, like the seller calling you, you don't know where the source is coming from. And those of you who have some money, I'll show you exactly which marketing to put it in to get the best use of your money, to get the best use out of your money. Dude, it took me, like, when I first started, man, it took me 6 months to get my first deal because I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And I continued to do the same thing. I continued to talking to the seller the wrong way. I continued to market the wrong way. And is there a better marketing versus another? The answer is yes. Because right now in our area, we used to do a ton of postcard. We used to spend 30 to 40 G's a month on postcard, direct mail. But guess what, man? It got too competitive. It got too saturated right now with direct mail. So we just pick up this new tool, which is the text blast. I'll share with you what company we used, how to set it up, and everything like that. And right now, man, dude, we decreased our marketing. Now we're spending maybe like 20 or 15 or 20,000 a month in marketing, and we're getting almost the same amount of results. And we've been, dude, the same amount of results. Dude, that saved us huge. We've paid, so the wife and I paid $20,000 to go to a mastermind. We paid $20,000 to go to a mastermind, and we pick up that one tool. Just that one thing, man. It's already paid itself back. We already got a couple deals. We already closed on some deals. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, we're about to close on the deals that we're gonna make $50,000, $58,000 from it, from that new marketing strategies. Like you guys think like you need to like make it all really extremely worth it. But I'm telling you, just one tools, one strategies, one thing that I share with you, boom, can help you make that $2,000 back like that. Helped you close one deal like that. One deal, man. And you're able to use the knowledge, the info over and over and over again, and you pay once. Okay? And like I said, it's not for everybody. You know, maybe it's not for everybody. Maybe it's not meant to be for everybody. For some of you, you like oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to continue watching YouTube video. I'm going to continue doing and trying to figure out all the puzzle. Yes, you can do that. Yes, do that. But what I'm telling you is to get what you want in life, you either pay with time or money. The choice is yours. You cannot get what you want, and it doesn't just come to you for free. You either spend the time to figure it out, or you're going to spend the money. Whichever is more valuable for you, and whichever one that, you know, whichever one that you feel like, hey, you know what? I'd rather spend the time. I'd rather spend the money. Whichever one, but it's either one or the other. Okay? And for those of you who pay me to join the class, I'm telling you, man, those of you who pay me to join the class on September 28th, I'm telling you right now, dude, I'm going to save you 6 months to a year. Whatever it is, whether you're looking to scale your business or you're looking to close your first deals, whatever the case may be. But I'm going to save you, man, 6 months to a year of your life. Because all the tools, all the company, everything that we have figured out and put a system in place right now, dude, like I'm going to save you that amount of time, 6 months to a year. Because I know that some of these, it's probably going to take you 6 months to a year to try to figure this out. Dude, some of the company that we have discovered, dude, it took us like, dude, it took us a couple years. Like even the marketing. I'll show you the marketing that we use. I'll show you how to set up your text message. I'll show you if you're going to go direct mail. I'll show you which postcard that we use that generate us the best results. Because there's so many different ones, all right? But I'll show you which one that works the best and which one generate us the best results. You don't have to go through the trial and the error. For example, maybe you spent $2,000 on marketing. Boom, that postcard didn't give you a good return, or maybe that letter didn't work anymore. But what if I was able to help you and say, hey, that one doesn't work. If you spent this amount of money on this one, it'll get you a better result. Dude, I already saved you some money there. So anyways, man, I mean, you know, some of you don't see the value, and I know some of you see the value. But for those of you who see the value in it, dude, man, it's worth more than $2,000. I can promise you that. So any question you have, man, comment below and let me know. Tico said, I'll buy it, but I want to kick it with you. A Tony Closer event to lunch on me. Yeah, man, dude. I mean, I'll be speaking in Las Vegas, man. And there's gonna be like a bunch of people there, bro. But I mean, all I can tell you is that you cannot go through life trying to save a little bit, but you want to gain. Like, you're trying to save a little bit of money, but you also want to grow. You also want to get to the next level. I'm telling you, man, when it gets to a certain point, you have to spend the money to make the money. You have to spend some money to make some money, okay? Because my wife and I, for example, if we didn't spend the $20,000 to go to this mastermind, I can tell you, dude, it will take us years until we can get to this point. Because the nice thing about mastermind, let me tell you, the nice thing about mastermind is you are in a room, you are hanging out with people that are already at the level that you want it to be. So the things that they do is different than yours, right? Their system is different. Their marketing is different. The way that they structure their team, and the thing is how they organize things. And I mean, so all on that day, man, I'll be sharing with you. All on that day, I'll be able to share with you everything. Everything that is currently we're using, that's currently working, and how our system, how everything is laid out. So any questions, man, comment in below. Community relief programs at thanks, Khang. Your info is really helpful. I've closed 5 deals since I go out of I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how to spell that word. But boom, congrats. What do you mean anybody pays you? Robert, what you mean anybody pays you? I don't know what you I don't know what your question is, Robert. I'm saying that I'm running a 2K web class. It's happening on September 28th, exclusively for 20 people. All right, and it does cost $2,000 per person or per couple. Maybe you have a business partner. But I'll spend a whole entire day with you on a web class. You don't have to travel anywhere. You don't have to fly anywhere. I'll be on the web class. I'll share with you a whole entire system blueprint. The King Kong script is included. Like a whole, like everything that I've gathered and learned for the past 8 years that we're currently using, that's currently working right now. I'm just going to share with you, and all you do is you just copy it. Right? I'll tell you, okay, this is what's going to happen. Is that you're going to tell me where you're at, where you're currently at right now, what's your current situation, what is your goal, where you're trying to get to, and I'll help you come up with an action plan that will match your goal. So whether you're trying to close your first deal, or maybe you're trying to scale up to like 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, I'll share with you the exact marketing strategies plan that I would do if I was in your shoes. So that way so that way you're not going at it in the dark. Like you're not going at it guessing. Oh, you don't know if this, you're like, hey, Khang, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Because I'll show you exactly what I would do, and that's what's working. So you don't have to go at this in the dark. Does that make sense? Like what I'm saying, like, does that make sense at all? Like you're not going to be spending money and hoping and guessing if it's going to work or not. I'll show you exactly where to put the money. I just need you to stay commit and consistent on the marketing strategies that we come up with together. Because I know whatever the marketing strategy I'm telling you to do, that it's working. Because that's exactly what we're doing in our market. You're just doing it maybe on a smaller scale, not as big of a scale as I am. Maybe you do it on a smaller one. So I'll show you exactly where to put the money. I'll show you when the seller calls in, How do you track the seller? I'll show you how to set up your follow-up system. I'll show you how to put a team in place. I'll show you exactly what you need to do. So all you're doing is when you walk away, you just copy. That's it. I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna open up for a couple Q&A. Any question you guys have regarding that? Man, it's pretty warm in here. And then I gotta head out. But man, just coming back from Florida, all of a sudden it's cold where I'm at, man. It's raining today. So any question you guys have? If not, you guys take care. Go buy your ticket. I'll be speaking in Vegas November 8th and 9th at Tony event. It's outturn.com or it's outturn100k.com/WTM. Take care, you guys. Until next time. Ciao.